In a small village, where the earth is red and the sun beats down with a rhythm of its own, lives a boy named Kofi. His world is one of dusty fields and endless horizons. Life here is simple, often hard, but for Kofi, every day is a new opportunity. While others see just dirt and chores, he sees a stadium. His feet, often bare, have danced across this ground since he could walk, and his energy, as boundless as the African sky, is poured into one single passion: football. His playground isn't a manicured pitch with perfect white lines. It's a stretch of uneven land, where goals are marked by stones, and the ball is whatever they can find: a bundle of rags, a worn-out plastic jug, anything that can be kicked. But in his mind, he's not just kicking a makeshift ball in a village. He's playing in a packed stadium, under the roar of 1,000 fans. This is Kofi's world, built on grit, imagination, and a love for the beautiful game. One sweltering afternoon, everything changed. Crowded around a neighbor's small crackling television, Kofi saw him for the first time. A man who seemed to defy gravity, a player whose every touch was pure magic. It was Cristiano Ronaldo. He watched, mesmerized, as Ronaldo sprinted, dodged, and then unleashed a shot that ripped through the air and into the net. The screen flickered, but the image was burned into Kofi's mind forever. In that single moment, a quiet wish turned into a roaring declaration. He wasn't just a boy who loved football anymore. He was a boy with a mission. He looked at his friends, his eyes shining with a new fire, and whispered the words that would define his life from that day on. "I want to be like him. I will be the Ronaldo of Africa." That dream, planted in the heart of a small boy in a small village, began to grow. The path to greatness, however, is never easy. Kofi's dream immediately collided with the harsh realities of his life. There was no money for a real leather football, let alone a pair of boots. His parents, who loved him dearly, worried about his future. "Kofi," his mother would say gently, "your head is in the clouds. Your future is in your books, not in kicking dust." They saw football as a distraction, a child's game that couldn't put food on the table or secure a stable life. The weight of their expectations and the daily chores of fetching water and helping on the farm felt like anchors, trying to pull him back to earth while his spirit wanted to fly. But Kofi's determination was a force of nature. Every single day, before the sun had a chance to fully wake the village, he was already out on his dusty pitch. Barefoot, he learned to feel the rhythm of the ground, to control the erratic bounce of his makeshift ball. He spent hours practicing, imitating the moves he had seen on that tiny screen. He would practice his sprints, his footwork, his shots against a mud brick wall, again and again. The sun would blaze down, sweat would pour from his brow, and his feet would get cut and bruised, but he never stopped. His discipline was relentless. While other kids rested in the shade, Kofi was out there, perfecting a turn, a feint, a strike. It wasn't just practice, it was a ritual, a daily conversation between him and his dream. His passion was the fuel that burned away the exhaustion and the hardship, leaving only a burning desire to be better, to be stronger, to be legendary. Slowly but surely, the village started to take notice. At first, they saw a boy chasing a ball. But soon, they saw something more. They saw a dedication that was almost supernatural. Elders would pause on their way to the market, watching him practice with a silent admiration. His friends, who once teased him for his obsession, now gathered to watch him, inspired by his unwavering focus. They started to cheer him on, becoming his first crowd of supporters. "Look at Kofi go," they'd shout as he dribbled past imaginary defenders. An old man who had once played for a local team in his youth started giving him tips. "Keep your head up, son," he'd advise. "See the whole field." Neighbors began to help in small ways, patching up his ragged ball or offering him a cool drink of water. His dream was no longer his alone. It had become a source of pride and hope for the entire community. This growing support led to his first real chance. A neighboring town was hosting a small youth tournament, and for the first time, Kofi's village put together a team. He was, of course, their star player. Wearing a borrowed oversized jersey and old worn-out sneakers someone had found for him, Kofi stepped onto a field that was slightly greener, slightly bigger than his own. The game was tough. The other teams were more organized, better equipped. But they didn't have Kofi. In the final match, with the score tied, he got the ball. He moved with a grace and speed that left everyone breathless. He weaved through 3 defenders, just like he'd seen Ronaldo do, and with a powerful shot, sent the ball flying into the corner of the net. They had won. Holding that small, makeshift trophy, Kofi felt a surge of validation. It was the first tangible proof, the first whisper from the universe, that his impossible dream might just be possible after all. But just as the path seemed to be clearing, a new mountain rose before him. During a practice session, a bad tackle left him with a painful ankle injury. The village healer wrapped it in herbs, but the recovery was slow and frustrating. For weeks he could only watch from the sidelines as his friends played. Doubt, a cold and unwelcome visitor, began to creep into his mind. Maybe his parents were right. Maybe he was just a dreamer. Then came another blow. A scout from a regional academy came to watch a game, but Kofi, still not at his best, played cautiously. The scout left without a word. The rejection was a heavy weight on his young shoulders. For the first time, the fire in his eyes dimmed. He started spending more time on his chores, his makeshift ball lying untouched in the corner of his hut. He was close to giving up, to letting the dream die. Just when the darkness felt all-encompassing, a light appeared. The old man who had been coaching him, a man named Mr. Adebayo, sat with him under the baobab tree. He didn't offer empty platitudes. Instead, he told Kofi a story about his own youth, about a dream he had given up on and regretted his whole life. "A dream doesn't die unless you let it, Kofi," he said, his voice firm but kind. "An injury heals. A rejection is just one person's opinion, but regret, that lasts forever." Mr. Adebayo saw the spark that was still there, buried under the ash of disappointment. He became Kofi's mentor, creating a new training regimen to strengthen his ankle and refine his skills. He taught him about strategy, about reading the game, and most importantly, about mental toughness. With this renewed hope and expert guidance, Kofi began to train with a ferocity he never knew he possessed. He wasn't just chasing Ronaldo's shadow anymore. He was building his own legend, brick by brick, drill by drill. The turning point came during the annual regional championship. It was the biggest stage Kofi had ever played on. Scouts from national academies were in the stands. In the final minutes of a crucial game, the score was 0-0. Kofi's team was tired, on the defensive. Then, a clearance sent the ball arching towards the halfway line. Kofi saw his chance. He sprinted, controlled the ball with a single perfect touch and looked up. He was still 50 yards from the goal, but in that moment, he wasn't Kofi from the dusty village. He was the Ronaldo of Africa. He saw the goalkeeper slightly off his line. Without hesitation, he launched the ball. It soared through the air, a perfect arc against the setting sun, flying over the keeper's desperate outstretched hands and into the back of the net. The stadium erupted. It was a goal of impossible audacity, of pure genius. It was his Ronaldo moment. In the stands, a scout from a top academy circled his name and wrote one word next to it: phenomenal. Kofi's journey is far from over, but he is on his way. From a barefoot boy in a dusty field to a rising star, he has shown that the size of your dream is not determined by the size of your village. His story is a testament to the power of passion and the strength of the human spirit. It's a reminder that every legend, every hero, every Ronaldo starts somewhere. They start with a spark, with a seemingly impossible dream. Dreams don't need fancy equipment or perfect conditions. They just need courage. They don't need permission to exist. Kofi's journey is an inspiration to every young boy and girl across Africa, and indeed the world, who dares to dream. Thank you so much for watching. If Kofi's story inspired you, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video. Let's spread the message that with passion and hard work, any dream is within reach. We'll see you in the next one.